it's sinful that we haven't invested heavily into nuclear in this country. The Gen 4 reactors are safe. Talk to me about your thoughts on how do we power this AI revolution, and what are you doing in that field?
Well, number one is I think we are using a lot of energy that we don't need to be using, and we could go into that. But I think that in a lot of the training of these models and how we're doing AI, Salesforce is committed to being a net zero company, and we're doing a lot of things to be net zero. You know that.
I do.
And this is extremely important. We think we are. I'm sure there could be challenges to that idea already. And even as we implement our AI technology, we're holding that line. But I think there's people who are using exhaustive amounts of AI energy because they're in various levels of competitive races that is causing that to happen. So let's put that issue completely to the side for just a second. And you're right, we need new energy capabilities. You know that I spent a lot of time on the Big Island of Hawaii. That is a place where it's already 60% renewable. They use wind, they use solar, they have a volcano, which helps them because they've got geothermal, and they've got batteries. And what I hope is that a company like a Commonwealth Energy, where I'm an investor, will be able to offer fusion, which is not fission, but fusion. So it's not small modular nuclear. That fusion will be real. I think that is an absolute possibility. You mentioned Vinod Khosla, who is the absolute lead investor in that company. And then, yes, you're right, this kind of smaller nuclear power plants that we've seen start to get deployed. There's even tests of those. I think we're very optimistic. I don't know if you're going to use that in a island where there's a high volcanic activity, but you might find a lot of places where you can use that very successfully. And look, how do we know that's a capability? Well, we know that we have this nuclear aircraft carriers and submarines, and you also know it's probably one of the highest safety rates that have ever happened of any kind of ship vessel. And we have the ability to just, think about just taking those aircraft carriers and submarines, just plug them into the electric grid on these islands. Like, that's a real thought. Like, why can't we just do that?